recently upgraded the RAM on my main daily driver, which is the 2012 Mac Mini. I had the base model that had 4 gigabytes of RAM on it. And so I upgraded it with 8 more gigs, which made it 10 gigs with the older 2 gig stick. So at last I ended up with a 10 gigabyte RAM capacity, and I just thought to myself, does it really matter? As soon as I went to boot up my computer and go test out how the RAM is working out, I didn't see a noticeable difference. And I'm not the only one who's thinking about this, is because this is system memory. So today I'm going to be debunking RAM and how much you should actually have on your PC. Let's begin. This thinking that would somehow make my computer a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, a little more responsive. But with my experience at least, I didn't see a bump in performance. Whoa, wait a sec. Yeah, it's me from the future, and that was completely false. Turns out there are a few advantages to having more RAM on a PC. And so I did do some real world tests to prove this. And it's mostly to do with having a huge number of tabs open. Overall, it's just more responsive. So as we go on in this video, I'll put in some clips about that. I have some screen recordings, some clippings of more RAM just being more responsive in web browsing. So yeah, back to past me, I guess. So today I actually thought, how big of a difference does extra RAM actually make? How much of it is actually useful and how much of it is worth your time and your money to spend on upgrading your PC. Okay, so as I was saying, I bumped my Mac Mini up from 4 gigs of RAM to 10 gigs of RAM. And the first few moments I was surprised that I didn't really see that much of a difference. Normally before I upgraded the RAM, the Chrome would be really laggy at points. And I thought upgrading the RAM would fix some of those problems, but no, it did not fix any of those problems. Chrome is still laggy on my PC, and yes, that has more to do with the processor and stuff. And yes, this is an old computer, this is an i5 4th gen, so yes, you should expect some lower performance. But I'm just saying, RAM didn't help with that. Now what RAM does help with is holding more stuff in the background. And so I just thought to myself, how can I bench this up and how can I put this into perspective so that you know what you should buy. So to figure this out, I went ahead and tested out 3 different configurations. So one with 2 gigs of RAM. So I just took the 8 gig stick out of my Mac Mini and then left the 2 gigs inside. And with this test, here are my results. So to bench this, basically I went ahead and opened as many Chrome tabs as possible until Chrome just crashed and it wouldn't run anymore. And I didn't use Safari because Safari is way better, that kind of stuff. So here are my test results. So as you can see, I'm opening up many tabs at this point. So you can see there are many tabs that are being opened in Google Chrome. And I'm just loading them up with every single website I can find. And here are the results. And then now I tried it with 10 gigs of RAM, okay? So this is one 2 gig stick and one 8 gig stick. Makes it 10. And again, I got pretty damn similar results. Except, yeah, the tab size is bigger, but then I haven't seen like a difference in terms of how many tabs you can have open responsively. You're not hanging up. It's not a huge difference, I'm just saying. Now, obviously, it's more than just browsing the web. So what about video editing? And this is where I think the higher RAM capacity really comes in place. Video editing requires a lot of RAM, and I tested this with Final Cut Pro, and I was getting consistently better results with higher amounts of RAM, more smoother timelines and stuff with high gigs of RAM. And Final Cut just wouldn't open with 2 gigs, so that was something to note there. And I tried a bunch of other tests like opening up apps and stuff, but I did not see a huge difference. So bottom line is, should you upgrade your RAM on your PC? Is it actually necessary? Well, it depends. If you're doing more intensive tasks like say video editing, photo editing, apps like Photoshop and After Effects definitely appreciate that 8 gigs of RAM. And newer operating systems like Windows 10 or even macOS even really appreciate higher amounts of RAM, but I'm just saying it's pretty damn okay for an old machine like this. Now yes, of course, it's going to hold out way better over time, so that is something to keep in mind if you're going to buy new RAM for your Mac or your PC. And so if you're not doing very intensive tasks, I would say don't upgrade yet, okay? If it gets devastatingly so, or it's not able to hold as many apps in the background, yeah, maybe it's worth a look. But then if you're doing less intensive tasks like just say web browsing or writing a few documents in Word or something like that, it's not going to make a difference there. There's no difference in terms of that. And also another thing I learned is that in Windows 10, having lower capacity of RAM sometimes makes the computer a little bit faster during boot time. I'm not exactly sure why this is true, but I did do some testing and it is actually true. It does slow down the computer if you have more RAM, but I don't understand why that would be true if there's more RAM in the computer. But yeah, I have to do more research on that. Now hopefully you enjoyed this video. This was RAM debunked and how much you should actually get for your PC. Other than that, this is Shop Sheeper and I will see you on the next one.